Today I messed up by accidentally hurting someone's feelings when I marked their test. During my school's science period, my teacher made us mark tests. But it wasn't ours, we had to mark someone's test anonymously. When I got a test I received a paper from this well-liked boy. I will describe this guy as tall, mean and judgmental. He says many bad things about people but they were reasonable. While I was marking the test, I thought writing some funny teasing remarks. By some, I wrote lots. He did not do so well in his work, so I comment things like "Did you even study? Too streak lost and just nice." I thought it was really hilarious at first, then my science teacher forgetfully stated that you shouldn't write down comments right after. That's just when I realized I fucked up. I also want to say I marked everything with a blue pen, it was not erasable and I didn't have whiteout to cover it, also I was too late. My science teacher also needed to give the test back to the classmate in person, but I decided to return it to his table while he was looking away. After I sat down in my table, I peeked to him checking out his test and the grade. His first reaction was a slight frown and he showed it to his friends. This was when the crazy part happened. One of his friends observed it and found out it was me who wrote the mean remarks because of my handwriting. It doesn't sound true but trust me, she turned her head to me staring at her. She asked me, "Did you write this? And that? Do you know how cruel it is to write these down?" I messed up, really messed up. I had no other choice but to say only one word: yes. As I sat in my own desk, she instantly ran to the teacher and told everything. The guy went to the washroom and I knew that he had to let that all out. Tomorrow, I have to apologize to him with the help of my science teacher, but I don't know what's a good way to say that I'm sorry. He probably wants to kick my ass, tell everything to his friends and his family. I'm already dead. Today I messed up by spreading my legs at the office. I started a new job today, and I had a Zoom training session/meeting with all of the other newbies. We were going through introducing ourselves and explaining how we ended up working here, what branch we are a part of, and what we're known for. When my turn came around, I was super nervous and just jumped right into explaining how I had previous experience dealing with a similar job. That is when I proceeded to say that I have been wanting to further myself in this career and spread my legs, and that I am well known for being a talkative person. Everyone was muted during this and the silence was deafening to me, and I was the last person to introduce myself. I am extremely embarrassed and distraught over this and I hope to recover swiftly. Today I messed up by sending furry porn to a girl. One of my childhood friends and I have this very unconventional sense of humor. One thing we like to do is send each other the most depraved, shocking porn we can find, preferably fan art, not live action. While I was away in college, I met and befriended this one girl in one of my very first classes. I got her Snapchat and we'd talk occasionally as I did have a minor crush on her. I asked her out a few weeks after, and was rejected, saying that I'm not her type. She agreed to just be friends, but we didn't talk after that. I kept her Snapchat partly out of delusion though. An entire year goes by, and me and my old friend had a session of sending each other cringe pornographic fan art like we always do. I find this one hilarious image. It's Sandy cheeks inflated to an impossible degree, with SpongeBob's foot sticking out of her stomach. I sent it to my friend via Snapchat. The thing about my friend is that his last name starts with D.I. The girl I talked to freshman year was named Diana. So I searched D.I. on Snapchat, and must have accidentally sent it to Diana, who I haven't spoken to in almost an entire year at this point. I realize an hour later and tried to apologize, but she already blocked me before I could. Today I messed up by making a woman think I was a stalker. This happened a few years back. After my divorce was finalized, I met a woman on one of the online dating sites. Things were going cool even though she was hesitant to date me right after a divorce. She came around after realizing I filed for the divorce. I filed about 8 months prior. It was about 3 months after my divorce was finalized and she was the first person I dated. Mess up number 1. Her: I took sick leave today. Me: oh, you work for the government? Her: how do you know I work for the government? Me: you said sick leave. Only government employees say sick leave. People with regular jobs say PTO, paid time off. Her: oh okay. During this conversation she happened to mention she was a disabled veteran. Important later. We made plans for an in-person thing at some point after this. Mess up number 2. We meet at Starbucks, have a good time. We planned to talk for about 30-45 minutes but were there about 2 hours. Make future plans to meet up. Head out to the parking and walk past a vehicle in the handicapped parking spot with disabled veteran plates. Me: is this your car? Her: how do you know this is my car? Me: actually I didn't. I saw the disabled veteran license plate and wondered if it was yours. Her: oh okay. Me: can I open your door for you? Her: nah, I got it. Long story short, she stood me up after that. She did give me a call and say now was not a good time for us to date due to my recent divorce. We can be friends, we can do things we previously talked about, and I said cool, I can use a friend post-divorce. Then she never called me again, lol. My observant answers were a bit too coincidental for her. Looking back, she obviously thought I looked up her info. I did not do this. I did not have her last name and only had what was probably a Google Voice number. I do not look people up beyond like a Facebook search after getting to know you, and got spooked. Today I messed up by eating my girlfriend's period rice sock. My girlfriend has painful periods, so for cramps she uses a rice sock. Basically she put uncooked rice in an old sock, then warms it up in the microwave to help with cramps whenever she is on her monthly, then puts it away when she feels better. She has been using the same sock for a while. It's easily forgettable because it makes an appearance only once a month then goes back into hibernation. She hasn't replaced the rice or the sock in a long time. So when we found ourselves with nothing in the pantry but packets of condiments and having to choose who ate between us and our cat, the cat obviously won. I then remembered the sock full of rice. My girlfriend flat out refused because she didn't want to eat rice that was constantly marinated in a sock. She also didn't trust that it was safe to consume considering that it's been there for a while. I felt like it was perfectly fine. Rice takes a long time to expire. After I finished cooking it she changed her mind, so we ate it with packets of sweet and sour sauce. I was trying to sleep when I got terrible stomach pain and proceeded to have the worst shits of my life. I was sweating and shivering at the same time. I spent the whole night going in and out of the toilet, but for some reason, my girlfriend was not affected. 10 tenths would not recommend.